Grand Rising to the collective, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. We back with another video, back with another banger, bro. So I appreciate all y'all who've been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. Without y'all, man, this channel couldn't be where it's at. Straight up, I got the dopest followers, bro, the dopest community. I see y'all, and I'm grateful. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you're always notified if you haven't already, man. We drop every couple days of the week, but I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer, man. Let's get right into the video.
Listen, but your phone's also snitched. All of you are gonna feel far more sane when I explain to you how Bluetooth technology is actually interfering with your daily life. How many of you have gone to Target and maybe stared at the 70-inch TV for a minute too long, and then you go home later that day, you pop on the grams, and suddenly there it is, 70-inch TV. You're like, it's meant to be, right? Like, how did they know to give me that targeted advertisement, right? Well, the truth is that in Target there are these little Bluetooth low energy beacons, and they are listening and they are receiving it. So your Bluetooth has a unique identifier. Later, Target's going to go through data brokers and figure out who that is, and that's how they're going to figure out how to target you later. But that's how you start to get those targeted advertisements. So either if it's Android or iPhone, it is giving this information and it is transmitting the raw information about everything your phone could hear during a given time.
If 6-7 billion people in the world believe that today is September 16th, that's exactly what the environment, the Matrix, is going to do. So that's why people's energy is going to match that day, because everyone's manifesting that calendar itself. This stuff is deep. And again, this is a whole different way of thinking for most of you people. I understand that. But at the end of the day, do you want to evolve? Do you actually want to evolve? Because this is the future. The message isn't going to resonate with NPCs. So if you think this is a fraud, that's fine. You are an NPC because you refuse to take the challenge to better yourself, to evolve to the point where, you know what, maybe there's something a little bit out there that you don't know. Why would you put it?
Okay, with the first clip, instead of seeing something and it come to your phone, bro, have you thought about something and then you go to scroll and it's right there? Bro, that ain't no coincidence. That's them listening. They read minds. That's what I think. I think they read minds. I think, yeah, that's what I think, because this happened to me a couple of times, bro. And then at first I thought it was when, like, you download a new app and it says ask app not to track. I thought it was that, so I always click no, I don't want you to track. But I'm starting to think it's deeper than that. I'm starting to think they can read your mind. And GG33, man, he be kicking game. I only got to, like, what, 2 of his videos so far on his channel, and I'm gonna have to start throwing more of his stuff on this channel, cause bro be going in, and I feel like he be having gems that I be missing. So yeah.
Kid in a room behind a desk when the sun is out for their whole entire childhood. Not put them in front of water or ocean or anything that inspires them. Dim lights. If you notice, schools, jails, and hospitals all look exactly the same. Why wouldn't it be in something inspiring? Why? Because it's a program to keep us controlled. You have to, when you have to have order of masses, you have to have them all doing the same thing so you can know what they're doing, you can monetize what they're doing, you know how they're doing it. So at a very early age, I was like, yo, all this shit y'all teaching me, first of all, none of it makes me think I'm number one. It would make me, if I believed that y'all were teaching me, especially back then, that I'm number 2. That I could never be a boss, that there could never be a black president. They never teach us how to pass laws and lobby or be politicians, and that's the only way to make change. So it has to be strategic. So when a cycle continues over and over again without change, it's either insanity or it's intentional. Somebody's losing, which is us, but somebody's winning, which is them. And they're controlling the game. So now we have to make our own game, which behooves us. But the patterns that are implemented, like you said, the DNA of who you are starts when you're a child. What happens as soon as you're 4 or 5 years old? You get taught what to read, how to read, what to do, and you're also told that the only way you could break a social class is to be an athlete or be an entertainer.
So if you haven't seen this video, you should go check out Untold History. Basically, Russia released information on Antarctica. There's water that has been touched for 10 million years, and they have things like this on the inside. Now, there's people who always dissuade you. There's nothing in Antarctica. I've been to Antarctica. There's nothing but ice there. But they don't allow you to go in is fake. Number 4, you can go look up Caleb.fe. When he talk about, the flight patterns, really, you could look on my profile right now. I have a video that's showing the ice wall at Antarctica, and it looks like there's hieroglyphics on the ice. Like, there's something written on the ice if you look real close on the video. So there's some people who say there's nothing there. They have shit like this under the water. And I've shown you the Urbano Monte map of 1587, which you can go look up on Yandex, yandex.com, was from 1587. They didn't discover Antarctica until 1820. Right? AI generate some photos of things that would look like they would be in Antarctica. It showed a pyramid. I've showed those too. But I've showed actual photos from one of the voyages out there from Admiral Byrd. But, they canceled that out. They don't want you to see them motherfuckers. I've showed you videos of actual tropical land in Antarctica. Like, actual people. Not from no movie, not from no game. From a military video, bro. That's on my other profile, while_4. Hold on. The thing about this is that this is the original Stargate. You know how you see Stargate SG-1? That's a Stargate right there. And Russia released information on Tartaria, aliens, and all this. Some people think that's controlled opposition and yada yada. They have more truth that they're showing, just like they had that melanated dude in that press conference in Putin's press conference. There was melanated people on the wall. Anyway, Antarctica, at one point, you could go to Google Earth and you would see a statue like this in the mountains. And then when people caught on TikTok, they erased it where you couldn't see. Google Earth is the ops. They're not going to show you the whole everything. There's islands you ain't gonna never see on there that they use for heinous activities. Squid Games and Hunger Games. They do that in real life. Like, y'all think that's a joke? They be stealing homeless people and everything. But just like the Bermuda Triangle, right? There's stuff like this. Like, there was a continent between Florida and the UK called MU. Next to Australia, there was a continent called Lemuria. How they just disappeared. They got a bunch of little islands and stuff you ain't gonna ever hear about where they do genetic experiments. Y'all remember Jurassic Park? If I told you they have an island similar to that where they experiment with creating things, y'all probably be like, oh, that's false. They show you in these movies all the time. I showed you the video for silent subliminal presentation and everything you watch. That's pinned at the top of my profile on this one. You can go check that out. Like, they show you in movies and shit. Antarctica used to be a tropical paradise. Number 1. Number 2, the technology there was weather changing technology. How come all those big people go to Antarctica? Like Hitler went to Antarctica 6-7 times. Y'all remember like a year or two ago when all the world leaders went to Antarctica? Bill Gates been to Antarctica. Those families, they got islands out there like Rothschild Island and, Coronation Island, Deception Island. Those are islands out there owned by certain families. So they kind of wouldn't own something that doesn't provide something to them. Delta Island, you can go look this up on Google if you want to. They got islands out there. So Antarctica, when people talk about ice walls and stuff like that, we have been trapped. There's other beings on the other side with tropical land. I'll give you an example. Mount Shasta. That whole place was an ancient civilization. I posted the video of an explorer and his team going there and finding an underground temple with stuff just like this. Everybody from that exploration died suddenly. You know how they do. The Grand Canyon. At certain parts of Grand Canyon you can't go. Stuff like this. Some of those places that are off limits to you. In the world, underground pyramids, I showed you that pyramid that was in Guatemala that had the lightning coming through it. It looked just like a mountain. I told you about organism 46B with Russia. You can go look that up too. They found a 14-foot squid with a neurotoxin, been digging in Antarctica, found a continent under the ice of Antarctica Russia released that. Russia is out of the Antarctic Treaty. All the people signed the Antarctic Treaty right after Admiral Byrd's voyage. Admiral Byrd went, he was a Freemason, by the way. The next year, they started NASA. Then the next year after that, the Antarctic Treaty was signed. Y'all think that's a coincidence? If I told you your oil is the water of another civilization, you'd probably say, oh, that's silly. If I told you gas is an abiotic material that never exhausts, and there's plenty of it over there, minerals, resources, jewels, diamonds, gold, silver, all kinds of stuff hidden over there, you know, and the treaty was signed so nobody could own it because they were trying to hide something over there. But why throughout history some of the most important prominent figures go to Antarctica? It's just a big old thing of ice. Let me ask you a question too. How many of you know there's a big hole in the center of Antarctica? That center goes down to a civilization just like this. How many of you know there's pods of beings sitting under ice just like this? I showed it on the AI video. So the funny thing about AI is that, you know, people, that's fake. AI is giving you snippets of truth too. People just knock it off. Oh, it was just generated. That ain't real. Do you know how sentient AI is? All this technology stuff you've seen is old. They showing you flying cars. I showed you flying cars. I showed you jetpacks. They had it. I showed you flying cars in the 1900s, hybrid cars, electric cars in the 1800s from Tartaria. So what kind of technology do they have? They about 300, 400, 500 years ahead of you plus in technology, bro. I showed you. I even have the machine that they use to transfer consciousness, and people thought, no, that's not real. The dude is telling you what it do. I show people harmonic resonance, how they can use frequency to change your biological structure and heal your body. There's a patent for ionosphere, atmospheric, muscle tissue, and healing. I posted so many of these things with proof. Guess what happened? That's why I say, for the people who see it, they see it. For the people who don't, let them rest. Antarctica is the key to civilization. What if that is the key to get to more land that you have been blocked from because they don't want you to know how abundant you are and want to keep you in a mind matrix so you don't realize there's enough space for everybody. There's no overpopulation. It's overpopulated with NPCs. And they're trying to trace your carbon footprint. Your footprint. Soulful being. Because they want robots. But we're not robots. We're souls with infinite experience. And when you realize what's going on, they evaporate. They don't exist as a collective. We can mind wipe them away because it's just light particles. Dark matter particles. Collective particles together can reshape reality. That's why they tell you watch what you say to yourself. Because thoughts are like particles. Energy sent out too. But hey, you can believe what you want to believe. I'm just trying to tell you a secret. It's not really a secret because they're telling you what it is. Much love to you. Do your research.
Now y'all know like I know. He went in on that one. He went in, he gave a hell of a lot of jewels, man. Oh, a hell of a lot of gems. And I was just about to ask y'all, do y'all think, because I've seen in the comments y'all said that it is other life forms on the other side of the ice wall. So I was gonna go a little deeper. Y'all think that's where they get the movie Avatar from? What if it looked like that past the ice walls? What if there's creatures like that over on that side of the ice wall? What if, I'm sure y'all saw the new Black Panther. I wasn't a fan of the new one. It was cool, but I really wasn't the biggest fan of it. What about the civilization that lived underwater? What if that civilization's in Antarctica? And they taking these things and putting them in movies. Just like when he said Hunger Games, or he said another one. I forgot the other one he said. But like, what if these things is real? Like, what if Maze Runner in Hunger Games and stuff like Squid Games and stuff like that is real, and they using these islands for that? Do y'all agree with that? I do. I think it's hell of a case that it is that is the case. But Y'all let me know in the comments. I like that clip. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that clip again, and I'm gonna have to go check his TikTok out personally, because it sounds like he got some things on his page that I want to go check out, and I want to go learn more, because he knows what he's talking about. At least it sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And you know what they say, go do your research. Take half of what you hear, half of what you see, and come up with your answer from there.
See, a lot of people think that I don't believe in God because I don't believe in religion. And the fact of the matter is, and I've said this 1,000 times, but some people are just finding me for the first time, I believe in a creator of the universe, of the multiverse even. Because why? My studies in quantum physics have showed me that there is proof and evidence that we are living inside of a creation. That there is a creator of all, and that this creation is imbued with divine energy. And that divine spark that created everything in the entire multiverse is in every single atom in my body. And because of that, I am divine and the divine is divine. So that means I am God and God is me. We are all God walking in the flesh. As a matter of fact, God is experiencing what it's like to be a human being in the third dimension, walking in the flesh through each and every one of us. Through each and every one of us. There's only one entity. There's only one consciousness. The fact that J.C. Clark may be somewhere across this planet watching this, and I'm sitting here across the other side of the planet watching this, doesn't mean anything. There's only one person. When I'm talking to J.C. Clark and you guys, I'm talking to myself, and when J.C. is talking to other people, he's talking to himself. We are all slightly different expressions of the same one consciousness. Separation is an illusion. Distance is an illusion. It's the illusion of the third dimension. Above the third dimension, distance doesn't exist. Time doesn't exist. The past, present, and future happen all at the same time. And there's oneness there, higher than the third dimension. It's something that we should all aspire to.
My uncle always tell me that.
Sit with self for a little while, and I guarantee you, your soul remembers that. You're just running from your soul because you're too busy listening to different frequencies all day. Be still and sit with yourself. Meditate. I guarantee you your soul remember that. That's why they keep you moving all day. Keep you working. Keep you running like a chicken with your head cut off. So you don't have no time for self. Because everything lies in self. The only way to break this light cold lockdown is to exit Earth and enter reality, which is to go inside of self.
Hey, what's crazy is that's two things. What Rashad Jamal just said, free Rashad Jamal, by the way. I don't think he did what they say he did. But what he said, I was able to receive that one real well from my uncle. He always told me, like, you don't have to ask no questions. The universe gonna let you know. Trees gonna talk back. The wind gonna talk back. Weather gonna talk. Animals gonna talk. There's a voice within you that knows the truth. You just got to be willing to receive that message. But the clip before that, where separation is an illusion, and we are all the same. When you talking to somebody who's vibrating too low, you talking to yourself when you was vibrating too low. When you talking to somebody who's vibrating high, you got to remember that is a part of you when you are vibrating high. Everything is a mirror image, pretty much. And when he broke that down, I didn't receive that one well at all. We got into it. We got an argument and everything. I was hot. I didn't want to hear it. I was closed off. My ears did not want to hear it. I had my mind made up. I'm not nobody else. I'm me type thing. But when he put it like that, when I do see my uncle, I'm going to have to turn back around and be a man and apologize and tell him I was tripping. As I sometimes do. I wasn't ready to receive it yet. But next time around, I need to be more aware of my actions before I just react like that. I need to hear him out. I need to be more mature than that. But I will do my due diligence, spin back around and tell him, you know, I was tripping. You had some game I wasn't trying to listen to. But I apologize how I came off. Explain why I came off that way. And then we're going to go ahead and move on. That's how I'm going to do it. But I'll be honest with y'all. We got into it because he tried to say I was other people. Nah, bro, I'm not nobody. I'm me. And I got mad. But, like, nah, I understand it if it's put like that. And that's exactly how he put it. But at that time, I was frustrated. I wasn't in the right mind. I wasn't in the right mindset. But yeah.
Bro, the moon is the firmament. I'm trying to tell y'all right now, yo. I just got a crazy message to tell y'all that the moon is the firmament wall. I guarantee you all of this is going to make sense at the end. Bro, the moon is not a soul trap, bro. The moon is the actual firmament wall. Alright, look, remember how they said in science, right? That the moon gets its light from the sun, right? Bro, that's because the sun reflects off of the planet to the firmament wall. Think about it like this. If the planet is 90+% water, right? That means that it's a big mirror. So it will reflect onto the firmament wall. So that little specific area we see is a piece of the wall. Just peep.
Damn.
Why y'all think constellations never changed since the beginning of human history? That shit is on the firmament wall, which explains why the moon keeps the same face to us. Also would describe meteors breaking off the wall, especially from operations like this. Why y'all think they couldn't land on the moon? Cause they couldn't land on the wall. Yo, I'm the first to say that shit, yo. If you enjoy my content, click on my link tree, show love, and wake up!
He the first to say that shit. And he blew me away with that one. Damn.
If you're at home, you're with family, whoever you with, y'all just look at each other real quick and discuss what are the top 3 states in the United States for human trafficking. I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds to put on some of that Jeopardy music. Okay, did you get it? Some of y'all Googled it. You cheating. Okay, human trafficking by statistics. The top 3 states in the United States for human trafficking are, number 1, California, with over 1,300 cases. Texas, number 2. Some of y'all from Texas who are watching right now are like, either yes, you knew, or wow, I didn't know that. Number 3, Florida. Let me say this really quick. California, you have the borders, you have the trade companies and systems with the barges in Long Beach and the ports. Human beings are trafficked through some of those containers. If you guys know about these containers here that they're now using for modern tiny homes and for new buildings, they're using these metal containers that are heavily insulated. They traffic human beings through those. And they insulated, they traffic human beings through those. And they send them into the ports. Some of the top ports over here, you're talking about Long Beach and San Pedro and these different cities right there. I was in Texas. The moment we landed, I received 3 Amber Alerts, got to the hotel. I received 2 more Amber Alerts, checked into the room, hung up my suit, got situated. I received another Amber Alert. 6 Amber Alerts, not even a full day.
Hey, what's crazy is like, out here in Sac, man, sometimes people be getting taken and then they get used as, they get thrown to the blade, man. Put it like that. If you know what that mean is somebody's a pimp, yeah, they prostitute. But then I know it get deeper than that, especially when you start playing with the borders and stuff like that. I have heard of a case out here in Sac where it was in downtown, it was nighttime, and a van pulled up and it was 3 girls. They snatched all 3 of them and threw them into the car and they took off. And people all on social media was like, hey man, I just seen somebody get abducted. It was a white van. I ain't never heard it hit the news. I never heard it, never heard the story again. I never seen it on social media again. And yeah, that's one scenario I have heard. And there's many other ones. But yeah, I could see Cali being an area that human trafficking is hot. I could see Nevada too, in the Vegas area and stuff like that also. But damn, I know Texas though. I didn't know Texas. He taught me something new.
Right? So they never taught you the power of words, of sound.
organs. Like musical organs. See what I'm saying? You didn't know, you don't know that. Whatever name that you place, or whatever name placed over you, or is placed over your baby, that's their soul and spirit will be shackled to that nature of that name the whole time they're here. And if you named them without a purpose, then guess what? They will be a soul and a spirit without a motherfucking purpose. Now they're trying to find themselves their whole life. Because their soul and their spirit don't have no energetic purpose in this realm. You know what I'm saying? Because we multi-dimensional beings. And look, I'm going to show you how your oppressor know that. That's why anywhere you go to make anything official, what does your oppressor ask you for? Your oppressor asks for your signature, nigga. Sign it, right? But you're not even paying attention to what a signature is. Break the word down. Signature. S-I-G-N, nature. So your signature is your nature. So that's why a signature is so important in business or anything, because your oppressor understands energy. He understands you. So he asks you to sign your signature, to sign your nature. A signature is you signing your nature. Why doesn't it just say sign your name? No, it says signature. Now break the word down. You're signing your nature. So he know who you is. For example, my mom knew about this shit already. My physical mom here is a high priest in the astral. So she was teaching me this when I was 4, 5, 6 years old. And I chose her before I got here because I knew that I was going to need that guidance coming here to get my mission complete.
On August 23rd of 2023, George Cruz and his wife had just finished making dinner and were heading towards the living room to eat their meal. The couple sit close to each other while watching their favorite TV program. As minutes pass, it appears that nothing strange is happening in this footage. But fast forward to just a few more seconds, and something happens that scares the living daylights out of the couple. Prior to this incident, George and his wife had been experiencing strange occurrences inside their house. Before having to document any of these occurrences, they would often wake up in the dead of night and hear faint whispering coming from somewhere inside the house. But creepiest of all is when the couple would see household items move on their own. Over time, the activity has become so intense that the couple has asked for help from those who specialize in the paranormal. It was recommended that they set up cameras around their home to capture evidence of the so-called paranormal activity, so the couple act accordingly. Weirdly enough, they were also told to get rid of a certain item inside their house. George and his wife own an old rocking chair, and apparently this chair is the source behind all the activity. So the couple does exactly that by selling it. And surprisingly, a buyer has taken an interest in purchasing the chair. The couple holds onto the chair until the buyer comes over to pick it up sometime next week. But in the meantime, something very strange is captured on their cameras. No one is home when this is captured. Eerily, the chair begins to rock back and forth before somehow other objects inside the house move on their own. Although terrified by what was captured, the couple is glad they had caught this. They can now show this video to those who've doubted their claims. However, this wouldn't be the only footage they'd be showing, because as of recent, more activity has been caught on camera. Not long after this video, the following incident was captured. Take a look. object falls down, the camera pans over to the shelf as though sensing movement in that area. What's weird about this, though, is that it sensed it before the DVD case had fallen on its own. Now, one could say that the camera picked up movement from the TV, but if that were so, then the camera would have already moved earlier, given that there were things moving on the screen way before the camera had moved. It seems like this was a random occurrence, unless it was sensing something else. The couple continued to document these strange occurrences in the hopes that someone could explain what's happening. Ultimately, their goal is to stop the activity. But until then, it seems they'll continue to share more footage of this unusual situation.
Man, they ain't trying to stop nothing. If they was, the chair would have been gone the moment somebody told them that that's the reason why all this paranormal activity is happening. But they want to be dumbasses and gain clout, or they lying, because who in their right mind know that's what's starting the issue? And you keep it in your house. Like, what, bro? You talking about selling it on Craigslist. I believe in karma, man, like juju. Like, that's not good juju. To me, you know this chair come with some paranormal activity and you gonna sell it to somebody else for them to have to encounter these things? Nah, bro. I don't care if somebody even says that they want it. I'm not selling it. I'm smashing it up and I'm getting rid of it. It's gonna be gone somewhere. Are we gonna just throw it off somewhere and then break it while it's in the middle of a field somewhere far away from us? I'm not giving that to nobody. I'm not trying to give nobody that type of energy, even if they asking for it. I'm straight, bro. I'm not like that. Only way I'm giving bad energy is if this person did something physically to me or my people. If they didn't do nothing to me or my people, I'm not sending no negative energy or no bad energy that way. I'm not even gonna gift you no chair that has that. I don't care if you worship that type of stuff. I'm not gonna give you the ammunition to do nothing like that. So I'm smooth. And for them to still keep it in their house, like, who cares, bro? I don't care if somebody talking about they gonna offer you. If they gonna offer you a bag for it, I'm straight. I don't want it, bro. I don't want nobody else to have it. It's my possession at the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and smash it up and get rid of it. And they talking about, can somebody answer some questions on what's going on? You know what's going on, bro. Like, whatever. Dumbasses, bro. Dumb.
There was 2 Egypts. So you had the New Egypt, which is overseas. But the first Egypt was actually in the Americas. And many people do not know this. And I also want to point out as well that, you know, you've heard the term, most people think it's a theory, but I can tell you from cosmic knowledge that it's a very real thing. This planet has been recreated 7 times. And so during the time period, during those 7 times that the planet had been created, Egypt was in different places on Kai. Okay? And so with Egypt being in a different place on Kai, you can begin to start researching old world maps where they were speaking about the very first Egypt. If you guys look at the Mississippi River is actually the first Nile River that took place. And we also, if you look at Memphis, Tennessee, this isn't the, you know, the Memphis overseas is not the same as the Memphis in the States, but they put a lot of information out there for us to see that's been hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, I heard that Memphis was the capital of Egypt.
If you come up with a rational answer to what I'm about to show you, just never watch my videos again. If you honestly come up with that fucking answer, why? Never block me. Please, don't ever listen to anything I say. Block me. I don't even want you part of this. Go back to sleep.
Please can someone help explain how on this flight the moon is below the horizon?
I dare you.
By quite some way.
How? Why? That's the moon. That's the moon. I thought it was a million miles away. Or say 1 million miles away. 500,000 miles our ozone. I dare you. You think they landed on that motherfucker? It emits a cold light. You ever shine a flashlight on a rock? Does that bitch glow? Y'all believe anything. But women tell you the truth. You say we're dumb because we think gravity is a scam. Peace to God. I'm fine.
Peace to the gods, man. Look, first off, I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't like laughing at nobody as far as what they believe. If you believe there's a firmament, I agree. If you believe the earth's a globe, I disagree. But I ain't gonna laugh at you though. You are entitled to your opinion. Nor am I gonna try to persuade you and change that. Like, I can accept you for having a different perspective or opinion or whatever. That's fine. That's what makes the world work. That's what makes the world go around. Like, yeah. I don't, yeah, and I'm not, my main thing isn't to just talk about that topic with anybody who disagrees with what I disagree with. You could disagree with what I feel, and we could talk about every other thing. Yeah, we can have a brief conversation, but it's like, I'm not here to persuade you. At all. Not at all. But, I mean, he laughing. I'm laughing because I think it's funny on the stuff he's saying, but I'm not laughing at nobody directly. But shout out to him. Because he got my team on his hat, man. Shout out to the Commanders, bro. No, I'm not from Washington, D.C. I went to school in VA. I went to college in Virginia. So, that's the closest football team. No, I'm not a Niner. No, I'm not a Raider. But, y'all made it to the end of this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so that you always notified, man. Them likes and that subscribe, it's free. I'm not asking y'all for nothing, but just to smash that like button, help this community grow, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna let y'all get out of here, man. So until I see y'all in the next one, shout out to the collective and y'all be smooth, man. We gone.